Think sharks and spiders are nature's scariest? Think again. What if I told you the true terrors lurking in our world are far more unexpected and insidious than anything with fangs or a sting? Prepare to have your understanding of danger completely flipped on its head. You believe you know nature's deadliest threats, don't you? But what if the real danger, the one that genuinely threatens our way of life, doesn't hiss, strike, or pounce? It creeps in unnoticed. It's subtle, persistent, global. Forget everything you thought you knew about nature's true terrors. Because what we're about to explore doesn't lurk in the deep sea or hide in dark corners. It's in the air we breathe, the systems we depend on, and the delicate balance we've taken for granted. This is not about monsters. This is about what happens when nature turns on us. Not with teeth, but with silence. Let's begin. Sharks, spiders, snakes, they've starred in horror films, haunted your dreams, and made people scream in broad daylight. But ask yourself, are these truly nature's biggest threats? Yes, they can be dangerous. A shark bite can be fatal. A venomous spider can cause agony. But here's the truth. You are statistically more likely to be crushed by your own furniture than killed by any of these creatures. Why then do we fear them so much? Because fear isn't logical. It's cultural. From childhood, we're fed images of snarling jaws and twitching legs. Nature, we're told, is hostile. Wild animals are dangerous. And danger has a face, a sharp one. But real danger is faceless, and it doesn't make a sound. So while we focus on the creature in the bushes, we ignore the slow, suffocating forces building around us. Let's talk about them. No growl, no fang, no hiss. And yet, these are the forces claiming lives, displacing millions, and reshaping the very planet we live on. They're not predators, they're phenomena. Let's start with heat. In the past decade, global heat waves have shattered records across every continent. Cities have seen temperatures so high that asphalt melted. Power grids collapsed. People died. Not just the elderly, but healthy individuals caught unprepared. 2023 alone saw the hottest recorded summer in human history. Wildfires, once seasonal and predictable, are now year-round disasters. What used to be manageable is now apocalyptic, turning forests to ash, choking skies with smoke, and leveling entire communities. These aren't just natural cycles, they're signals. Signals that the climate we've relied on is no longer reliable. Sea levels are rising, quietly but relentlessly. Coastal cities from Miami to Jakarta are watching the ocean inch closer, swallowing land, threatening freshwater sources, and erasing entire ways of life. And then there's freshwater scarcity, one of the least flashy, most devastating threats. As glaciers melt and rainfall patterns shift, the global supply of clean water is becoming strained. Nations are beginning to fight over rivers, wells are drying up, the cost of water is rising. These changes don't come with warning sirens. They don't stalk you in the jungle, but they will change everything. Let's shift from the skies and oceans to the things you can't even see: microbes, bacteria, viruses. They've existed for billions of years, but now more than ever, they're becoming our deadliest adversaries. You've lived through one pandemic, you know the cost, but COVID-19 was just one warning shot. Zoonotic diseases, those that jump from animals to humans, are rising fast. And there's a reason. As we destroy forests, pave over wilderness, and force animals into smaller and smaller spaces, the boundary between human and wild is eroding. And when that boundary falls, diseases leap. Ebola, SARS, avian flu, monkeypox. Each outbreak has traced back to this same fragile interface. And then there's antibiotic resistance. We've overused antibiotics to the point that many no longer work. In hospitals, drug-resistant bacteria are already killing people, not in the thousands, but the millions annually. Imagine a world where a minor infection becomes fatal, where surgeries carry mortal risk. That world isn't in the distant future, it's around the corner. Nature doesn't need to invent monsters. It just needs time. And in our blindness, we're giving it all it needs. Now let's pull the lens back, way back. What happens when ecosystems collapse? It sounds abstract, maybe even academic, but it's anything but. Take bees, for example. Pollinators aren't just buzzing insects. They're responsible for fertilizing the plants that feed us. No pollinators? No food. It's that simple. And yet bee populations have plummeted in recent years, thanks to habitat loss, pesticide use, and disease. Now expand this idea to everything else. Mangroves filter coastal water and protect shorelines. Coral reefs support 25% of marine life. forests regulate air quality and absorb carbon. As we lose biodiversity, we lose resilience. Natural systems become brittle. They break faster, recover slower. Entire regions start failing, not with a bang, but with a whimper. And when these systems go down, so do the services we depend on every day. Clean water, breathable air, stable weather, fertile soil. It's not about saving animals anymore. It's about saving ourselves. Slow rack focus and gentle camera push in. So now we've pulled back the curtain. The real threats in nature don't roar. They don't bite. They unravel slowly, quietly, and they're already here. But here's the twist. We're not helpless. The first step? Reframing our fear. Nature's scariest creatures aren't the ones that crawl and slither. They're the forces we've ignored, the systems we've destabilized, the changes we've made without understanding the consequences. So let's change the narrative. Let's fear ignorance more than instinct. Let's fear inaction more than insects. Here's what you can do. Support conservation efforts. Real, science-backed programs that protect ecosystems and species. Reduce your environmental footprint. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Energy, water, waste. Every bit counts. Demand policy change. Vote for leaders who recognize climate science. Support laws that protect the natural world. Stay informed. Fear thrives in shadows. But when you understand, you empower. And most importantly, talk about it. Start conversations that challenge the myth of danger. Because when we shift our focus from what we've been taught to fear to what's truly threatening our survival, we unlock the power to make real change. So, what should we fear? The open jaw of a shark? The silent creep of a spider? Or the slow, invisible erosion of the systems we rely on to breathe, to eat, to live? The true terror isn't lurking in the jungle. It's woven into our choices, our consumption, our indifference. But that also means the power to change things, really change them, is in our hands. Nature's real monsters aren't the beasts we fear. They're the consequences we've created. And the most terrifying thing of all? We still have time to stop them. Let's not waste it. Know more, be more,